afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, amazing, riveting Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your lord and master, your Propagandacaster. Off here to a 1 vs 1 on Crossroads in the north. It is PFC funny here for the Oberkommers, pretending to be Panzergrenadier Angreifen, though I haven't seen that guy playing actually quite some time, though he does seem to have some periods where he just goes off. In the south, though, it is Opportunity Cost, aka Expensive Runner, fighting for the Soviet Union, the Red Army, taking on the role here of the 6th Guards Tank Corps. In the north, it is PFC's, of course, German Army. He is fighting here for the glorious Großdeutschland Panzergrenadier, shown here with Spec Ops, Breakthrough, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces, with medical supplies, infrared half-track, and truck bulletins versus airborne troops, urban defense, and shock rifle with mines and infantry bullets. There we got a double construct there for Expensive Runner, as conscript builds are getting increasingly common here, even with the Oberkommand West, with double focus there for PFC. He switches out aggressively towards the west and the east. German pioneers leading the charge here. First on the card point, also in case to act as a trip wire, in case the opponent goes for it, but so far Expensive Runner here is focusing hard east here to secure the resources there from the fascists. As PFC, of course, trying to threaten that with his Volksgrenadiers, the Sturmpunch going to move out in the west. In fact, he's not even going for the field, he's just grabbing points around it. Interestingly enough, is he planning a Kuhlwagen here, or does PFC have something else in mind? He is certainly a player with an interesting skill set here. And there goes, just grabbing up. This is basically some seemingly trying to surround Expensive Runner while not necessarily carrying too much fuel. And of course, on a map like Crossroads, it can actually work out because there are more general strategic points than there's on average. So meaning if you just get a lot of them, you actually get more than just say secure your fuel point right away. In fact, that's what's already happening here. He's already getting more than twice as much in terms of resources than his opponent. Plus the way he's attacking, he's also keeping his opponent away from the fuel. So he's actually gaining ahead here. So in this regard, Expensive Runner or PFC displays a bit of understanding here of the map, and certainly one of the, shall we say, sneakiest secrets of the map, which is fuel points to an extent actually matter a little less on this map compared to just having a lot of points. We got more control there for PFC's currently finding himself in the defense against PFC's rampant and aggressive assaults here. He's got dug in by the fuel point, but he's striking out to keep the fuel connected. Meanwhile, now PFC is up to 25 fuel per second versus opponent's 7. This is a really strong side here for PFC, and he's just really slashing away the opportunity cost, leaving him feeling, I imagine, just a bit sad. Folks, the first, the conscripts. Got Sturm pushing against the conscripts there. In these, we've got more pressure against the conscripts here. May want to just back off. In fact, just hit every other point, since obviously that make a lot more sense now. Instead, he's now finding himself actually extending a bit, leaving himself more wide open here to kind of push here by opportunity cost and his conscripts. Moving up the west side here with engineers, we've got another full squad on the way there for PFC and the German army. We'll have to see what this ends up with. Full squad retreated. And his assault has kind of run into momentum as now Expensive Runners begin to take back points here from PFC and could thusly very slowly get him, but we are up 28 fuel versus 10, so still a almost 3 times difference in fuel between the two sides. Very strong here. Of course, that is slowly giving way. They're slowly giving way. Plus, of course, a sizable munitions advantage as well. But there you go. Heading westwards now. The initial assault here, the initial disruption against the Expensive Runner has run its course. PFC feels like he doesn't want to feed more manpower into this little excursion. Now wants to secure resource before making more fresh pushes there that are probably more in his favour. So I think that's a good situation by PFC. We got medical supplies up there. Truck on the way. He could go for Belgrave headquarters. Mechanized, obviously. Both are quite viable. In particular, with the fuel advantage he's got, they could rush out easily, I think, a strong light vehicle and give Expensive Runner a bit of something to run around for. Mines going down in the middle point, though. Expensive Runner, of course, knows that it's all about counter-disruption, and mines are definitely one of the better ways to slow down an aggressive opponent and remove them some of their momentum. It's a good play there by Expensive Runner. Of course, a hardened veteran player, just like PFC. There's a full Sturm Pioneers as PFC lands up another assault around the fuel point, figuring now that Expensive Runner might feel like the pressure's off. He's going to be more vulnerable in the east. At the same time, of course, still securing the western points here. Trucks turning about. We'll have to see what it ends up with. Both, again, options are quite viable here for PFC versus Expensive Runner. With Expensive Runner going straight there for PFC's card point, trying to turn the table in his opponent. Good play there. Nice and disruptive. Truck can upgrade. What will you upgrade it for? There you go. It's going to be the Belgrave headquarters. With a lot of infantry certainly makes sense, and overall, Belgrave headquarters has become increasingly popular with the Oberkommand West. We got full service engineers, and we got urban defense. Expensive Runner calls to the defense. Boasts as men with thoughts of holding every strip of ground, every inch, every squirrel nest after the squirrel's been cleared out, of course. Full straight to the mine there. Very good. We'll have to see what this ends up with. Line to tankers most likely. Could we actually expect a fort headquarters? And obviously, at some point, there's going to be KV2s. I mean, that's just a given after they buffed it. Fultz versus conscripts here. So far, though, PFC striking back hard here. Expensive runner looking to want to turn things around. He's back to gaining a sizable fuel advantage over his opponent. You could go for a fast flak half track here. Or you could even just try and go for a fast rear pounded quarters and begin sort of hitting him with Orbis of Darden and more lead down. We'll have to see what it ends up with here, though, for PFC versus Expensive Runner. Fultz moving about here. Quadruple conscripts versus quadruple Fultz grenadiers. Of course, the Stream Pioneers to give PFC a bit of an edge there. 32 versus 20. What will it be for Expensive Runner? What will it be for PFC? And there you go. Fast 251.17 here for PFC, taking advantage of the initial gains he made versus the Soviets to push out a glorious 251.17 flak half track to host them with heavy flak fire and give Expensive Runner something to really go running for. Constantly reach their point there, could try and outmaneuver side, maybe sneak around there behind PFC's lines to hit his resources, maybe force a response there, could of course try and counterattack. But so far, Expensive Runner's fitting into it, and there you go. Going for the shock troopers versus a heavy Fultz grenadier build. Shock troopers are certainly quite effective, as the Fultz grenadiers, particularly without upgrades, are kind of vulnerable to shock troopers. Plus, we got the anti-tank gun. Obviously, Expensive Runner knows something is coming up there. Like, either it's a flak half track or it's a looks. Either way, the light anti-tank gun is going to be a potent pick here for Expensive Runner to at least help deal with it. So, good pick there. Meanwhile, he's just surging forwards. He's not wasting a moment. He's just pushing ahead there to grab as much as he can here from PFC to slow down the resource bleed, and of course get ready for whatever may come his way, because something is coming and it talks German, which, unless you're also German, is rarely a good thing. Line to tank gun, engineers moving ahead. This is in the western points here, moving in to secure the center. Sandbags down here. Expensive Runner prepares the defenses to withstand the fascist assault. Begin, comrades, prepare for the fascist assault. Flak half tech moving up. They're opening up the conscripts. Line to tank gun, ambushing. Quick move there by Expensive Runner. He even hides little anti-tank guns. Shock troopers heading out there. And we got a forward headquarters. He digs in there. Declares this his, I wouldn't call it Stalingrad, but, you know, something grad. All the way there, flak half track there. Down to Hartfeld already having encountered that. And of course, it's going to be a bit difficult to just immediately push through there. It's going to need some heavy firepower to deal with it, or it's going to need more artillery fire to clear it out. Otherwise, Expensive Runner's going to have a bit of a hard point here that can slow down. But again, he's dug in with sandbags to just further make it more formidable. So a little fortress here from Expensive Runner, right outside, or next to PFC's base there. This match is certainly, I would say, already getting quite interesting here. Quite interesting. Continent Eastern side there, anti-tank and finding away there. Looking to probably now clear out the sandbags, which PFC has claimed here from Expensive Runner and the Red Army. Flak half tech could try and shoot down the forward headquarters, and there you go. We got concussive grenades into the midst of the 3rd Infantry. Flak half tech to move up there. Concussive grenade dodge, jump on, easy to do before they get torn apart by the tide of 3rd Infantry. And there you go. Flak half to the rescue. Was about to get taken out by the M42. Backs off rapidly and does not make it. A significant blow there to PFC and the German army here, as Expensive Runner lands a glorious kill. Scrambling around here, Fultz moving out the western side. They're trying to out-harass and outmaneuver Expensive Runner once more. He's going for the light infantry gun. He needs a counter to that forward headquarters, otherwise it could very well be his end. His terminus. And obviously, he doesn't want the Blitzkrieg train to stop there. He wants it to go all the way to Moscow. And not some pointless spot somewhere in Eastern Europe. Line for gun on the way there for PFC, almost done. Medics running around there. Shock troopers there could also do with some healing. Medics apparently can't decide where to run, and there you go. Counter-attack from one side. Line for gun ready to fire. Well, I imagine begin bombarding the fort headquarters as soon as possible. Big infantry push here. No further sign of take. In fact, there's been no take-up yet so far for Expensive Runner. He's just been under so much pressure from PFC that he's not yet had time to do so. Certainly just highlighting the sheer intensity of PFC's attacks. The way which he assaulted like a madman on Pervitin and Panzerschokolade. Which is kind of the same thing. I mean, Panzerschokolade is just, well, chocolate laced with methamphetamines. So yeah. Come something about here. Flame for engineers moving in. Fort headquarters slowly crumbling away there as the structure gives way to the repeated high explosive impacts of the line-for guns, and the incendiary grenades also looking to do some light damage, but it's going to take some time to make that thing crumble. Sturm Pioneer moving in, close to Veteran 2. Got an MG-44 to deal with all of expensive runners' infantry, particularly the shock troopers. There you go, smoke grenade down, immediately puts a stop to that. And as all this happening, he's hitting the western field point. Expensive runner has managed to turn the game around nicely here versus PFC. Despite PFC having a very strong start, he kept his cool, kept his head in one place, and hit back at the fascists. And now I've got hiccups. Lovely. Well, engineers probably have something back at base tech to, you know, build stuff up. We got more mines from expensive runner. Very good. That's going to put PFC's Sturm Pioneer on overtime with a minesweeper. Lots and lots of mines being spotted here on the right far flank. There, engineers out. Will they begin building? Or what will be planned with them here for expensive runner? Fort headquarters is still standing, but has seen much better days. Has seen much better days. In the west here, big counter push there, keeping PFC out of the cemetery and away from the fuel point. East, of course, is making some decent progress with the Fox gunners there. MG-34 moving in here to back up in the west, but sadly it's a bit too late to the party. Another flak half track from PFC, highlighting just the situation here for him. He actually is forced to commit to a grenade. Mine goes off on the Fox gunner. He sees absolute brutality, absolute staggering intensity in the early game. Expense one is yet to take up. Flak half track there is slowly getting ready for PFC. The second one here for the Großdeutschland Panzergunner Division. Expense run is now almost got control of the entire map here. Except again for that bit of territory there. PFC's opening east here versus Expense Runner. That Fort headquarters has been, I think, a pretty good investment here for Expense Runner. I mean, just it's kept PFC at bay effectively and forced me to go till just to deal with it. So it's just been a huge investment for him. Even as actually kind of expensive 250 manpower, 40 fuel in the right place, as you can see, they can be an absolute nuisance. The free meat, you know, healing, the medics, and all the other stuff, they just makes it a very formidable fort post here for expensive runner. A citadel of socialism. So lots of aggressive maneuver here, but there you go. The German artillery keeps hanging away, keeps pounding away, knocking at the door like a very insistent Mormon who knows you're there. Except, of course, the Germans are not here to convert the Soviets to the word of God. They're here to kill them. So, obviously, a major difference between the German army and the Mormons. So the fire keeps running down there. Flag happening about there. Can't be caught in the retreat. Path to passing in as well there. Small chance of wipe here, but it could definitely happen. That would certainly be great there for PFC. And there you go. Looks like it's going to happen. Good setup there by the flag captain, the Sturm Pioneer. And there you go. Wipe on expensive runner, who's taking ahead meanwhile, trying to push at the disadvantage. And so they hit back with some light armor versus PFC. Now Now knows his opponent's going for 2 flak half tracks. He knows he can actually get away with it much more safely like that. And clear indicator it's not going to say hit by a fast Panther 4 or anything like that. You've lost remotely worried about. There you go, counter rushing at it. Need to be careful. Pop, smoke, smoke. MG-34 saves today. That close one. Flak half track takes a hit. Needs to be careful not to lose another one. And these folks are pushing back the conscripts. Eastern fuel point being claimed there by expensive runner and the Red Army. 6 Guards tank corps fights onwards. You can soon go for the T-70. Of course, he could actually go straight for the Mechanized Armor Company and try and rush out a T-34 from 6 now versus PFC, and that could actually work out. PFC meanwhile bringing up the Ken now for his opposite, sensing something armoured coming his way, and it's not reinforcements with a Tiger tank. It's in the other end of the scale, the T-70, and it's coming to kill him, or at least his men. Moving up here with sandbags, very good. She's in the centre of the MG-34. Engineers being suppressed by the MG-34 and the Western engineers moving up. Shock to right on the Volkskriegs. Volkskriegs moving up here by the sandbags. Next to the ruins of the Ford headquarters there. And we got demo charges on the building going up there. Expensive Run is already now preparing himself for the possibility of losing the building, and he does not wish to hand it over to the fascists willingly. Not without an explosive parting gift. Constant structures moving about here, Fultz being routed. Heavy fighting continuing in the centre there till the fire continues to rain down. And here in the west, Fultz is engaging the engineers. T-70 is out here for expensive runner and the Red Army. PFC and the Germans successfully claim the centre, but of course they're about to hit a T-70, and that's going to be quite the roadblock. So what will happen next, who knows? There's a lot of possibilities here, and certainly already I would say a lot of the possibilities have been explored by both players in these first 15 minutes of the game. NG34 getting ready. Contra charging ahead, Falls about to get murdered out. Flak half tank setting up, 2 kills, and there you go. Anti-tank and moving forwards for the fire. Shock towards the west side here. Almost wiping PFC's Sturm Pioneer. Flak half tank, those salvages the situation and almost rips apart the shock troopers. Left flank is wide open. Could easily be exploited here by PFC to put pressure on, or Expense Run to put pressure on PFC. Assuming there's also some possibilities in the on the flank there for PFC, then put pressure on more expensive runner. Both sides are now heavily focused on the centre here. Anti-tank being pursued. Comes there being hammered by the flak half track. 4 kills so far. Another truck of the way. Obviously going to be take up there. The Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier. Still no sign of doctrine for PFC. And the flak half track hits a mine. The Scheiße has hit the fan. Academy setting up. T-70 charging ahead here. Still, PFC control the map now. His opponent's done just 4 fuel per minute versus the 35 there of PFC, and the munitions difference is also similarly massive. Almost a 10 times difference in munitions. Lots of mines. That could be a great idea for PFC. Could be a very great idea. Going for that eastern fuel point as well. Mechanized armor company up there. Expensive runner not losing a single opportunity to just get a hit there for faster tanks. Very good there. Fast T-34 from 6 will definitely be a big problem right now for PFC. His truck is ready, but he's yet to be set up. I imagine he'll try to set up defend the car point, maybe the fuel point. Love to see. Back in the west here with expensive runners engineers. Very good. And mines was just in case PFC has been laying down mines, but of course also to help repair his T-70, so very good multi-purpose there. Of course, this is worth noting, PFC, at least from what I can see, has yet to lay down a single mine. A tragic oversight. Contracting hit the flag half tank, needs to be careful. And there you go, T-70 charging in. The Kednev is on the run. Mines finally going down here for PFC, very good. Meanwhile, big charge here. Might just get spotted laying them down. Then again, maybe Expense Runner doesn't notice it. Contracting head here being murdered. And routed. There you go, Schwab 100 quarters on the car point, still needs to be authorized, so it's still going to be some time here before PFC can do anything with tanks here versus Expensive Runner. Of course, can begin going for T-34s right about now. He can also begin upgrading his squad sizes right about now. So by the 17-minute game, I mean, Expensive was more or less already just hit his late game, calling in more shock troopers in the meanwhile. Whereas PFC is taking sort of kind of still stuck in the mid-ish late game state there. Instant after gas, go for the second shock trooper squad instead of going for the fast T-34. Could be an indicator he's trying to stay up for the KV-2. Pretty risky in some ways, could allow PFC to once more gain control of the situation and push out with the tank and nicely punish him. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Engineers route it. The Kednev shoots in the T-70 but misses. Continue to pressure the west side here from Expensive Runner. Very good. Flak happening about there. 4 kills, fetching to 1. MG34 sitting out. And we got Obersoldaten here for PFC. Still no sign of a doctrine. We're approaching the 20-minute mark steadily, and there's still no sign of doctrine from PFC, indicating perhaps some sort of indecision at the highest echelons of his mind. A lack of strategic clarity as to what he wants to go for. Obersoldaten squad almost done. It's so many munitions, though. Definitely some missed opportunities in their mind, so let's say here by Expensive PFC. Doctrinally, I mean, theoretically, spare cuts for the grenade assault, the even radius arms could be handy there. Luftwaffe ground forces, air support, bayonet assault, really great picks, the airborne assault. And I guess, like with Breakthrough, there's the Breakthrough tactics and the assault artillery. You know, they're all good things, but you know, he needs to go for them soon. And there you go, in a actually a bit of a surprise moment, him actually gets Breakthrough from PFC. Not a doctrine that sees a lot of usage as of late, and certainly not in 1 versus 1s. But either way, here we are. You got the Panzer facilities, you got the Breakthrough tactics, you got the Sturmoffice here, the assault artillery, and the Jagdtiger. See something about here. Looks like the expense run is in fact setting up for the KV-2 here. That could be punished there by PFC depending on what he goes for. Panther could give it troubles. Jagdpanzer. like, I guess if it's utterly insane, a Jagdtiger, then we charged it off safely. No Germans were harmed in the process. Panzer VI on the way there, definitely using his munitions on something, and certainly will have a bit of the light tank, plus any other armour, though it may fall a bit short as the KV2, since that's quite good at dealing with infantry, and of course PFC may have slightly locked out that possibility if he's going for Panzer Fusiliers with Panzer VI. Of course, he may be thinking something that I'm not. I mean, there are certainly possibilities there as well. Panzer VI flying, missing. Second one goes off from the T-70 Academy joining in as well. Here, Engineers being countered by the Obersoldaten. Heavy fighting on the right flank there, flag half track close to Veteran 2, and in the far west flank, bit of movement here as well, but there you go. Shock troopers going to roll the entire western flank up like a poorly knit sweater. Good play there by Expensive Runner, could give PFC there a bit of pause. As the Eastern Assault's not calling, and there you go, mine goes off in the Obersoldaten. Heinz und Ludwig are tot, kaputt. So we got breakthrough versus urban defense. Curious to see how that one works out. Comes being suppressed, concussive grenade off as well. They're stunning both squads. The flag captain to further finish off a Kevin with a bandit needs to get it back before it falls in the hands of Expensive Runner. And looks like he won't be able to do it. Oh, 9. And he's in fact about to lose the flag half track. And there goes second flag half track down. And of all the things, it went down to the same light anti-tank gun that took out the first one. Until he called in here to allow him to grab the Kevin possibly under fire there. But the artillery's going to take a bit of while there. And the smoke even later. Instead, it's Expensive Runner who grabs the Kedner for under PFC's nose, even as the entire world explodes. And an inferno or high explosives, followed by a thick mist of smoke. We got triple shock troopers up for Expensive Runner. Good God, that's a lot of shock troopers. He's getting close to that KV2, meanwhile PFC's going for the Panzer IV. Panzerkampfwagen 4 and Jod will have to see how he handles triple shock troopers, so that's going to be a sizable system shock to deal with. Quite expensive, but obviously also quite effective in certain situations. So we'll have to see how this works out. Shock troopers moving ahead. And of course, adding the KV2 and things could get extra sticky there for PFC. We got 299 versus 390. Troops begin to secure the eastern side here. Double shock, in fact, could be setting up for a big flank there on PFC's right flank, which is right now kind of open. But there you go. Panzer IV, Model J out for PFC and the Fatherland. Shock comes to the upgrade with 7 man. Very good. In fact, only one squad does not have the upgrade now. And there you go. Right hand side engagement. Shock troops with Orbison on the foot's grenadiers. Despite the elite nature of the Orbison, it's not enough against 2 shock trooper squads, I'm afraid. They'd need a lot more Orbison to really stop that reliably. Or a Panzer IV, which wasn't there. Push for the centre, but there you go. Panzer IV on the way. MG-34 as well. Academy shoots, or Panzer VI shoots, both miss. Obviously hitting infantry with a Panzer VI is a bit tricky. Panzer IV moving about. Shock troop being slowed around here on the eastern side. West side being claimed there by PFC. Very good moving there. Expensive Runner once more find himself being slowly penned in, but he's about to get his counter-attack tool in the form of the KV2. Shock troops right in the west here. Panzer IV's yet to score a single kill here though versus PFC. Or PFC, but Expensive Runner there you go. Good hit there though. 2 kills from the shock troopers. Charging into the space there. Nothing guarding the ancients then in terms of mountain there. Go down to just 2 men on the shock troopers. Could get a wipe here. Nope, they quickly run behind the building there. Quick save and quick thinking by Expensive Runner. Thumbs up. Grabbing the eastern point there. Fair punting course remains silent. He is moments away there from the KV2 heavy tank. Put from the eastern side. And a lot of trouble versus the shock troops and the conscripts. Infantry formation moving up. A quick grenade on the conscripts. Oh! Close one there. That could have gone a lot more ugly there for Expensive Runner, to be honest. It might still turn ugly. But it looks like... Oh! There we go. That's going to be a whap. There we go. Unit down. He's standing just 3 shock trooper squads and 2 conscripts. Just, yes, I know. It sounds a bit crazy, and honestly, it is. PFC going for the Jagdpanzer Fear, though. To put hurt down the third armor. He may be starting to get an inkling what's going to hit him, and he's going to go for the tanks to help deal with that. Expense runner is not far off from that KV2. The Clement Volatiolov 2 heavy tank equipped with a 152mm gun. And there you go. It finally arrives at the 25-minute mark. Mine some sort to further break up any assaults from PFC. Very good. Very good. So there we go. Mobilized. Jagdpanzer halfway down there for PFC and the German army. The course Deutschland. Panther 4 moves ahead there. KV2 rolls ahead for the Red Army. Panther 4 needs to be careful. And east and the west, we got the Jagdpanzer out here for PFC. For das Vaterland. As Expense Runner lines up an assault to thrust the fascists out of the center. There you go. KV2 shoots cover, and half the health of the folks there immediately vanishes like dew before the sun of socialism. Punches one being hit with the same front of the KV2, and there you go. Direct shot. Misses though. Lucky one there for PFC, though that could have been very up considering how close they're bunched up. Panzer 4, Panzer 4 going here for the KV2. The Kedmov opening up there. Panzer X line there. KV2. KV2 though only takes a few hits, and there you go. Further damage. 100 gone off the Kedmov. Could pursue it further ahead here, but he of course may be concerned. KV2 taking further down from the Jagdpanzer. It's high velocity, sending from the gun, piercing the KV2's heavy armor. Shocks moving on the flank. The Panther 4 covering it. Jagdpanzer continues ahead. Grenade off. Shock troopers constantly moving ahead here. Need to be careful. Need to be careful using the Jagdpanzer base to push away these shock troopers to take 3 hit there from KV2. You need to be careful out there. And we get grenades off and plenty. Blend cover down to cover and retreat here. Good move by PFC. Good move. Halfway to Veterans 1 there. Panther 4 very close to Veterans 1. And we got 4 retreat point. That was definitely a mistake there. PFC clearly a misclick. That would definitely serve him absolutely no usage. Honestly, that ability barely sees any usage nowadays after they applied that negative modifier to it. Obviously for good reason, but you know, it's still worth pointing out there. Pan from the eastern side, going to defend the eastern victory point and fuel point. Very good, but there you go. Expense running out the west side. Both sides heavy on infantry, 6 versus 5 infantry squads. What will PFC go for next? Now the Jagdpanzer, Panther 4, Panther, King Tiger, Jagdtiger. The opportunities are many to do something glorious. We'll have to see what they pick. Panther will integrate in the treating conscripts. KV2 moving for the center. There you go. Jagdpanzer shoots, misses at very close range. Panzers there being blasted. Miss again. Might have been the smoke and it actually went down and we can't see it properly due to that. Sometimes smoke does not appear properly if you aren't exactly viewing it directly, so there's a possibility there. Grenade off an MD-34, nice throw there. Troops need to get back on the front line. Panzer 4 rushing into the base again, looking to cause great harm there to Expense Runners to occupy the centre. Nice play there by PFC. Bit risky obviously, but if it pays off, it could cause his opponent quite a bit of harm there. In fact, he can try and destroy the machine gun emplacement, opening up the entire western side of the base there to more aggressive pushes by PFC, which I think could be actually a pretty strong idea there. Jagdpanzer getting the KV2 T-10 rushing in. Expense Runner really should consider calling in some more armor to back up his KV2 if of course can find the population for it, as he's almost at full pop cap. Directed here by the Jagdpanzer and the KV2. KV2 down to half health here. A small shots impact on the heavy armor. And the West Panther 4 there is in fact destroying the western machine gun emplacement. Opening up an assault path straight into Expense Runner's base. Good lordy lord. Shock troops there landing great here in the Sturm Pioneers. On the right flank here, folks being grabbed by the T-70, close to the ace level there, 15 kills. And the Jagdpanzer needs to be careful, it could expose itself to some unwanted damage and get destroyed. Panzer moving in the game, the shock troopers, we got 299 versus 289. Things are pretty close between these two players, these two combatants. Panther 4 takes direct hit, close to 22. KV2 shoots and misses. Trout on the way there for PFC. All of a sudden, Panzer's moving towards the center here. Steel hand grenade flung over the ruins of the fort headquarters at the shock troopers. They only get a grenade in return and take more casualties than the shock troopers. KV2 using the ruins here to fire away. They could get shot at by the Jagdpanzer. At least the Panther could flank in. Both shots miss and fail to connect with the KV2. A cannon lands greatly on the Jagdpanzer, which gains venting to one and actually gets a shot from the KV2. Need to pull back. Is he actually planning for the Jagdtiger? I mean, he certainly seems to setting up resources for that or the King Tiger. Panther 4 taking a heavy catastrophic damage to the KV2. Their miscalculation by PFC, and his Panther 4 crew will pay the ultimate price. Or will it? Probably. We got artillery called in to try and cover up the retreat. Main gun is out, but the artillery call in does compel Expensive Runner to break off the pursuit, saving PFC's Panther 4. Jagdpanzer also getting away with their very close 22. And the entire explodes. Numerous squirrels are crushed into dust by the sheer weight of the artillery unleashed on the area. And the smoke that falls after chokes many more squirrels. It turns out they just, not really equipped to deal with that kind of smoke. Try on the way there for PFC. That's going to be a mechanized regiment. Might be the King Tiger then, and not the Jagdtiger here versus Expensive Runner. 299 versus 289. KV2 being fixed up. So much infantry though. Panther 4 being fixed up. Jagdpanzer need repairs. Mechanized regiment is going to help PFC nicely with that. By the way, what he's planning is not be able to go for it anytime soon because he's got too much population. I mean, his best bet is probably going to be a Panther 4, another Jagdpanzer in the nearer future, since they are a bit more easy to get in terms of population. Whereas getting, say, a King Tiger Jagdtiger is going to involve him losing a lot more troops. Possibly they're finding their Panther strikes. They haven't really, I think, done that much. The PFC certainly feel like a slight awkward investment. Possibly with G for the future, they're not more good, to be honest. But there we are. Grenade on the Folks Grenadiers. Truck races up for the mechanized regiment. Panther 4 good to go. Jagdpanzer next. Patient in need of repairs. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. Expensive Runners in the offensive again. There are 5 kills from the KV2 as he moves ahead. Charges forwards for the Red Army. Jagdpanzer shoots, gets a hit there, and Betty2's gain shots and added onto Jagdpanzer 4. Line for gun there with 3 kills. Seemingly hasn't done as much as otherwise now. Of course, it might have been cleared out of the recruit, hard to say. Some mistrack of that due to all the other action. Panther 4 moving ahead here. Break hit on the Panther 4 by the KV2. KV2 very close, 22. Panther moving in there. Jagdpanzer being repaired. Ace anti-tank are there for Expensive Runner and the Red Army. Volkswagen, his Panzer is charging ahead here. Red hit from the Jagdpanzer on the KV2. Jagdpanzer joining in there. Line for gun firing shots down there in the midst of Expensive Runner's forces. East flank there, wide open. Similarly again here. Expensive Runner could do more there to sort of harass PFC. Both sides are heavily determined to control the centre there or the other. Orbs on there close to dying out. Troops are healing, enforcing. Jagdpanzer there. Need repairs still, but he's committed out. Panther 4 is receiving repairs. He could try and go for another Panther 4 now. Oh, now the Jagdpanzer help deal with the KV2. Could be a nice, I think, nice idea there for PFC. Might provide what it needs to sort of break through Expensive Runner. I mean, he's almost got the resource, obviously, for the Jagdtiger as well, but obviously, at the same time, I mean, just not doing nothing with his resource for quite some time, and losing units to get it. So, there are obviously some notable flaws in that possible plan, even as a King Tiger as well, since obviously that's bloody expensive. Well, the Jagdpanzer takes a nasty hit there. Panther 4 moving eastwards, close to Vetty Fleet. Finally, moving out the west side there with the Expensive Runner's forces, and there goes Shocks, who's been caught here by the Panzer Kampfwagen 4 Ausführung Jolt. In the centre, Expensive Runner launching another assault here through German artillery firing Jagdpanzer fire. Throwing all caution to the wind, at least some of it. He moves ahead there, smoke's been down as well there from the shock troopers. 2 thumbs up. Moving westwards there with the conscripts, very good. Panzer moving ahead, they need to get up with the KV2. Panther 4 shoots, gets a good hit. Jagdpanzer being repaired again, very close to being ready again. It's actually half HP. He definitely almost has the resources now for the Jagdtiger. I mean, he has the fuel, he just needs the manpower and the command point. Oh, not the command point, the population point. I mean, he's got max command points, so he doesn't need more. He does not need more. Yeah, Panzer there, moving ahead again. Direct hit there on the KV2 Panther lines as well. The folks moving ahead. That I kept could find himself in trouble as well. Got the line to tank and covering up. Panther 4 hosing down the Kevin of crew. KV2 shoots. Good hit. Panther 4 though gains veteran fleet and increased rate of fire. KV2 further falling back on the right flank. That structure was playing up behind PFC's assault. Go up there on the west side. We got Cons being held down by the Volksgrenadiere. Yak Panther there taking heavy damage. Shock troops being held by the Panther 4. Falling back behind the smoke once more. Only to poke his nose out again. Jack Panther moving in, direct hit there by the KV2, wiping out its PFC Storm Pioneers, forcing him to immediately replace them. A nasty blow there against PFC by Expansion Runners KV2, which is now Veteran C2. In fact, it's very close to the ace level with 11 kills. Panther there nearby, and there you go, almost obliterated. KV2 gains the ace level. PFC is taking significant casualties here from Expansion Runner. He's also threatened within range of the King Tiger and the Jagdtiger now, at least in terms roughly of population. No, he was, now he isn't after the Storm Pioneers arrived. Yes, they do take up a bit there. But he was close, he was close. Meanwhile, Expansion Runner's got a lot of fuel because he's not really losing any armor. He's not losing the T7, and the KV2 just keeps absorbing hits because PFC does not have enough firepower to really finish it off permanently. Like, he's not, say, going for the Yak Panther to like put more pressure on it on other Panther 4s. So, again, PFC sort of, I feel like, is trying to go for a heavy tank, but it's actually hurting his chance of winning this by, you know, just not going for another medium, bringing up more armor, and possibly just crossing Expensive Runner while he can, which is giving more time to Expensive Runner. We got 289 versus 263. KV2 Ace moves ahead again there. Folks have scored almost sundered by the KV2 there. They all remain intact, but that's about it. Shock Troop there gets sniped with the Panther 4, halfway to the Veteran 4. In the west, Shock Troop pushing back the Volksgrenadiers. Machine gun being destroyed here by the Shock Troopers. 15 kills. 16 kills. Yak Panther there, good to go. Smoke screen off to like the other troops from ahead. KV2 moving forward as well there. Stealing PFC's machine gun. Good play there by Expensive Runner. He's now got a Kenneth and an MG34. And there you go with the loss of the machine gun though. PFC calls in a Jagdtiger. Yes indeed, ladies and gentlemen, the Jagdtiger has arrived to the battlefield. The Jagdtiger though primarily by saw only action against the Allies on the Western Front. That's about action against the Soviets. While we're setting out, they're adding the engine modification, engine improvements. So we'll be interested to see how this works out. Jagdtigers. This match is definitely going, but most of the matches in Company 2 rarely go. Yak Panthers, Jagdtigers, Forward Headquarters, Triple Shock Troopers, Breakthrough. So how ready will Expensive Runner be for the Jagdtiger and its 128mm gun? Flares off, that helps spot for the Jagdtiger. Good move, KV2 shoots, and direct hit from the Jagdtiger, easily piercing the KV2's armor and doing heavy damage to it. Plus, of course, he's got access to the 128mm supporting fire. Pepper moves in, need to be careful. Jagdtiger continues to advance. Panther 4 taking heavy damage, could risk losing it. Oh dear. And the Panther 4 goes down. A huge blow there to PFC at this point. It was an almost ace Panther 4 and he lost it. A huge loss there. Big win here for Expensive Runner. Takes advantage of this case to push ahead. The Jagdtiger shoots, misses. Jag Panther being pushed back. Veteran 3 there, slowly approaching Veteran 4. KV2, Jagdtiger tries to shoot through the ruins of the Fort headquarters, but the shot goes not through and it hits the building. Another shot fails to also make an impact there. Shots going on the flank there. Fixing up the Jagdpanzer. There you go, great hit from the entertainment of the Jagdtiger. Will he try and use supporting fire here to deal with it? Or what will he do? Shots bouncing off the Jagdtiger's very thick frontal armor. There you go, got supporting fire against the line to tank gun. First shot there obliterates the Yardlov. Shock troops ground the flame for them from the engineer squad. Second shot misses the mark. By that point, Expense Runner's got the anti-tank out of the way there. Panzer IV on the way for PFC again. Clearly a big fan of the Panzer IV. Engineers mining up here. Jagdtiger shoots. Looks like he made a hit down the T-70. Damn, it's engine the Jagdtiger already. This is pretty bad. If Expense Runner take out the Jagdtiger now, that would be GG for PFC. As that would be a lot of resources completely down the kitchen sink. Now mind the plumber's bill for that one afterwards. More mines being laid down on the right side by Expense Runner. Very good. KV2 moving ahead there. 13 kills. Shoots at the Panzer Fusiliers. Smoke screen running down there from the light infantry gun. Need to fix out that Jagdtiger fast though. Additionally, PFC is starting to run infantry, whereas Expense Runner still has the 5 infantry squads. Whereas 3 of them, including the one structural squad, are veterans 3. Engineers have worked with more and more mines here to just further make it difficult for PFC to make a push there. Very good. Jagdpanzer going in there. 2 kills. Jagdtiger good to go. Pen from the west side. Shock to machine caught there. More sampling dug in by Expense Runner. Very good. Very good. Prepares for the German offensive that is obviously going to come. And there you go. Jagdpanzer flanking the KV2. Very close. Veteran 4. There we go. Veteran 4 gained. High rate of fire. Even more accuracy. Pen from the far west flank here. Could try and outmaneuver here. Expense Runner with a good push. Jagdtiger once more advancing forwards with his massive 128cm cannon. Also using the PaK 44 anti-tank gun / field gun. Structures being ahead here. Pushing away the foes on the east side. We got a bit information about the Jagdpanzer hanging back, ready to ambush any KV2s to stick their heads out too far. Gun squad almost being annihilated by that artillery find the Panzer IV here. Could he get a wipe? Could he get a wipe? No, we got shock troops being hit. Jagdtiger moving forwards as well. Kedmev having a decent spot foot there. Opens up the Jagdtiger. We got another line to tank it out for Expense Runner. This time against a damn Jagdtiger. He goes for the M42 anti-tank gun. Clearly Expense Runner is playing a much different version of Cameroons than we are. Jagdtiger creeping ahead again. There you go. We even got the APC BCHE shells. Not entirely sure that's supposed to achieve. Might have been a misclick. Might have been a misclick. Momentum of firing the barrage. KV2 takes it from the Jagdpanzer, but he bounces. There you go. Jagdtiger shoots and he goes through the building with ease and takes the KV2 down to almost half health there with a few shots from other units. Jagdtiger bouncing shots here from the Kedman on the right flank. Ace level there. Heavy finding the center there as he once more tries to sort of make his way through. And there you go. T-70 takes a hell of a hit there from the Jagdtiger. Jagdtiger sort of approaching half health. Is he going to try and take out the T-70 with it? No, it looks like not. We got a Stukas now from PFC. Some rocket artillery to blast through Expense Runner's infantry pulp weapons. Probably not a bad pick there if he knows how to aim it. Obviously, if he can't, it's going to be a complete waste of resources. But if he does know, great. Need to fix up the Jagdpanzer. Troops are healing reinforcing. Stukas almost done there. Shock troops under fire here. 1 kill on the Jagdtiger. Stukas halfway done. Jagdtiger. Jagdpanzer closing in on veteran 5. Jagdtiger's not quite there. Go another supporting fire volley there. Good hit. They killed 2 Kedman for crew members. Third shot goes off the mark. Now the shot completely misses well. Panther to do with the shots with the right flame. We got 5 kills on them. Now entertaining the fragment at the Panther 4. Stukas of Fuss is good to go there for PFC. We got 179 versus 263. We got 44 minutes into fight. In fact, 45 minutes. The fight is certainly going onwards. Could this end up as an hour-long match? Who knows? It's certainly starting to look like it could end up there. Oh, that is just going to be a very crazy set of hectic minutes all of a sudden. Expense Rambo is 600 fuel. Like, he can't spend it on anything. Like, that's the problem. Like, he's not floating that much fuel because he wants to, because he can't do anything with it. Like, he doesn't have room for any armor. He's been able to keep his infantry alive for the most part. That does lose the conscript squad here. Stukas fires again. For the first time all the way. Decent at the T-70. Sadly, doesn't really do much beyond that, though. Jagdtiger shoots, misses. It's 128mm shell. Flies right past any possible target. Shocked was going for an assault here. 6 kills, 32. Flamethrowers and grenades off. Sadly, no smoke though, so the 80 target for the Panther 4 and the Fultz Grenadiers. 174 versus 263. Jagdtiger shoots. KB2 taking heavy damage for both the Jagdtiger and the Jagdpanzer. Could go in and try and destroy it, but no. Doesn't quite go for it. As we got a counterattack here for Expense Runner. We got Assault Artillery to try and break this up. Panther 4 gaining retry to 21 kills. And the Expense Runner just moves away, giving us a bit of respite here. As nothing then happens, I guess. Except just explosions and possibly more squirrels being completely mauled by artillery. Fun fact about the Jagdtiger, but the initial crews were actually assembled from a mix of Tiger crews and tank destroyer crews. And the thing is, the Tiger crews performed a lot less well because they weren't used to like driving around in assault guns like the Jagdtiger. So they performed rather poorly compared to the sort of more veteran tank destroyer crews, assault gun crews. Fun fact. Oh, close quarter shot there from the Jagdtiger. Obliterates several shock troopers. Their body armor is no match from a 12.8 centimeter high explosive shell. 7 kills in the Jagdtiger. Very, very slowly approaching the T2. Jagdpanzer very slowly approaching the ace level. More heavy fire there. KV2 with 16 kills moves ahead. That thing has absorbed an incredible amount of punishment here from PFC, who's just been able to like destroy it. Another series of supportive shells there. Half 8 to Vetchny 2. Looks like trying to silence the Kednever here. Get several kills. 10 kills on the Jagdtiger. A Kednever stands his ground though, despite all of this. Stukas fires again. Will he be able to kill something in there? Go. A Kednever wiped out. Shock troopers taking heavy losses. Machine gun not doing too well there either. 5 kills. Smoke screen down. Anti-tank being hauled forwards. We got 170 versus 263. Jagdpanzer very close to the ace level. Ooh, this is an absolute brutal fight here. There we go. Jagdtiger engages. Close to Vetchny 2 there finally. An increased mobility and rate of fire. Jagdpanzer shoot bounces. Jagdtiger is once more shooting at other stuff than the KV2 here. Shock troopers advancing, may need to there go support a fire into the midst. Will it be able to hit? Machine gun is taking hits there, 13 kills. KV2 moving up, backed up with shock troopers. Machine gun gets away here from the wrath of the Jagdtiger. Fultz taking everything hit from the KV2, forced away. Jagdpanzer there, being repaired once more. Stukas was still got some time to go. Panzer 4 moving ahead. Troops reinforcing here for PFC. Oh! Something or someone just gets sent flying. And we got another barrage here. A volley from the Jagdtiger. And there we go. Almost obliterated the Kednever crew. Can he finish it off this time around? Looks like not. Line for gun there, but binding the line to tank and pushing away. The Jagdtiger advances. If it spots the T-70, it could possibly destroy it. As it might just be sufficient damage enough here that the Jagdtiger can finish it off. Or maybe the Jagdpanzer gets off another hit as well to finish it off. There we go. Ah, misses. There we go. The Jagdtiger shoots and utterly destroys it. Vetchi 2 on the Jagdtiger. Jagdpanzer bouncing shots here from the anti-tankers on the right flank here. Heavy meat ground air faction there still. Seems like PFC's now completely forgotten about the rest of the map. No action here, no action there. Just all around the centre. Obviously, to an extent, the Jagdtiger forced him to it because it's not exactly a high manoeuvre vehicle. So to an extent, he's kind of managed to land himself in that position. Anti-tank and destroyed by the Jagdtiger and his mighty 12.8 centimeter gun. Troops are reinforcing healing. Rocks bouncing about. KB2 setting out there. 19 kills. Expanse running game ready for another assault. We got 147 and 260. KB2 charging straight at the Jagdtiger. Jagdtiger lands a great, but it's a half health. Panther 4 getting ready to 3. Jagdpanzer moving out there. Direct hit, there we go. Close to Vetchny found that Jagdpanzer, but it's forced away already here by heavy anti-tank gunfire. Shocks running through the center, almost being wiped out there. 18 kills in the Jagdtiger. Grenades off. The Kednever shoots, misses. Actually, there's a bunch bounced up there. He could try and take it out here. There goes to running down. There go the engineers, got annihilated. The Jagdtiger obliterates more. 22 kills. Expense Runner's troops is just exploding at this point. We got almost on the way for PFC. Realizes he needs more infantry. He also needs to get more active on the flanks. But now there might be an opportunity to actually break Expense Runner. Like he's down to just the KV2 in a few units. He could actually push ahead now. And I think do some critical damage here to Expense Runner. Possibly destroying the KV2 and winning in the fight because he's short on manpower right now. And while he's got a ton of fuel without manpower, he can't do anything with it. I mean, it might as well just be, cheese pass before all the good that's going to do him against the the Jagdtiger. But no, PFC does not sense this opportunity. He misses an opportunity to break Expense Runner's back like a twig. Allows Expense Runner to regain momentum or regain initiative, sort of control the situation. There you go. Panther 4 gaining Vetchny 4. Shock Troop is taking heavy damage. Other conscripts walking in there in front of everything. Artillery firing down to the KV2. More firing down there. We got Smokeshin down. It looks like he was planning an assault, but Expense Runner's counter assault threw him off. KV2 or Jagdtiger shoots and misses. Jagdpanzer need repairs. More Stukas fire there. Conscripts being obliterated. 11 kills. No mercy shown. Fixing up the KV2 there again. The Jagdtiger has actually managed to kill more than the KV2, and I would not be surprised if the next end up killing more infantry, in fact. Yeah. Not really what you expect. But the thing is, the Jagdtiger was actually designed as an assault gun. In fact, most late war German tank destroyers were in fact designed as assault guns, but then hijacked by Guderian to beat tank destroyers so we can actually control them, highlighting some of these, shall we say, internal power conflicts within the German army, which rarely get talked about. There we go. Good hit on the KV2, but the Jagdtiger, but not enough. Slowly approaching Vetchny 3. Good lord. Could we actually get there? Moving about here on the right flank and the west flank. Finest movement there by PFC versus Expense Runner. We got 132 versus 239. We slowly seem to be heading towards an hour-long match with 53 minutes, and it certainly does not seem like it's closing out any time soon. Both sides are large force. I mean, PFC actually has a bigger force runner than the Expense Runner, but he's just, I think, concerned about attacking and losing the entire match here. But he's at the same time being out of victory points, so he can't really afford to maintain this posture for much longer. Shocks are then pushed back, got a Smokeshin down the Jagdtiger. Good work. Bringing up the KV2 Jagdpanzer Panther moving in there. Got Marlin to tank on the way there for Expense Runner Jagdtiger. We could see the KV2 going down. KV2 is taking heavy damage from the Jagdpanzer and the Jagdtiger. Almost got it. Panther 4 could blitz through and get past it. Jagdtiger turned about there. Will this be the end of the KV2? And the KV2 goes down. A huge blow to Expense Runner. His KV2 heavy tank is down. He is wide open now. Jagdtiger could begin bombarding. Stukas was unleashing rockets from hell. Right for everything. Conscripts, infantry, being obliterated. Panther 4 is about to go down toward the anti-tank guns. We either got destroyed there. Panther 4 engine is out. Jagdtiger destroys. We've got 29 kills. Engineers with a Panther strike from the Panzerfleers wipes out the Panther 4. Another Panther 4 there for PFC. Shocktroopers blazing through the lines. So one squad's been wiped out. MG-34 dealing with PFC's infantry. Jagdpanzer crushing shocktroopers with no tanks. It has to rely on treads now, since the main gun is effectively useless. Anti-tank and flanking. Orbisdad moving in. Jagdtiger hauling back there. Close to Vetti's fleet. 25 infantry kills for a total of 29 kills, with 4 of them being armor, anti-tank guns, whatever. Fixing up the Jagdtiger. Another Panther 4 halfway done. We got 105 versus 239. Right now, I think this is the opportunity for PFC to just hit hard, expense, run and win this. Like, he's only got infantry left and some anti-tank guns. Like, he can't hold all of it now. Jagdtiger will hit infantry forts there as well. Mines are plenty there. Expense run is turning to every method here to buy time. And he may be trying to hit and rate the Western Victory Point, which he's certainly remembered exists. Comrade, we have found ancient maps showing that in the west there exists a victory point. As he's going for it, he's switching towards the victory point lead here on PFC, hoping that PFC's tunnel vision on the center continues. Jagdpanzer continues to try and crush shocktroopers. Panzer 4 moving in. We got 93 versus 239. Guns ground the western point here. Grenade off there. Hoping to catch troops moving ahead. The Panther 4 charging in. Jagdpanzer charging in. Jagdtiger moving in. Stukas of Fuss unleashing hell on the conscripts, causing some damage but not enough. Panther 4 flanking behind the anti-tank gun. Orbs are done the shock troopers. The shock troopers are beating them hands down. Jagdtiger with dealt some kills. There he goes. He's going to go for supporting fire. Close range versus the anti-tank gun. Anti-tank gun gets away. Panther 4 hits one of the many mines they've done there by Expensive Runner. All 3 victory points. R9, the control of Expensive Runner. PFC's knowing nothing about the western one. He's losing sight of the battle here. And basically what's happening now is Expensive Runner is just dodging right under all the attack destroyers. And hitting him where it hurts with infantry. A clever maneuver there by Expensive Runner. Quite risky, of course. But if it works, it works. I mean, he's got half the size of his opponent's force, but he's still winning in terms of victory points. And again, like, the Jagdpanzer's almost useless. The Jagdtiger, while he can use supporting fire, is still pretty tricky that the infantry fight consistently with it. So, I mean, a good chunk of his force. And that's 23, and the other one is, 15. That's roughly 40 population. There's almost half of it. And just can't find infantry. And the Stukas Fuß are also in a huge block. They isn't really good at doing it consistently either, so theoretically, I mean, Expense Runner still has a chance to spot only infantry. He's also got 1,000 fuel. It doesn't matter though. If he goes for any tanks now, they're just going to get destroyed. Shocked was wiped out. Expense Runner is running out of infantry. 33 versus 239. Who wins this? Expense Runner. PFC. PFC has the much larger force, but it is utterly unwieldy. He's got the raw firepower, but it's hard to aim. Expense Runner's just got the more nimble forces, the smaller, the cheaper ones. Grenades going off here. Jagdpanzer could go down. More units dying. Expense Runner's down to just 32 population versus the 90 of PFC. Stukas of Fuss unleashes hell again there. We got 26 versus 239. We got breakthrough tactics. We got the Sturmoffizier hitting the Far Eastern victory point there. Good work by PFC Sun remembering. Then the Far East. There's a victory point as well. It's like a fog has slightly lifted off both their minds. Just slightly. And we are 2 minutes away from hitting the hour-long match mark. Almost got the point. There goes Shocktroopers managed to sort of bail out, and there go grenade off. Almost got the point here. We got 25 versus 236. Jagdpanzer and tiny repairs, but at the same time it just doesn't do anything. Panther 4 goes down. A big blow there to PFC. He can't afford to lose the Panther 4. He could afford to lose the Jagdpanzer, but the Panther 4 is something I like to deal with the infantry with. It's come down to 225 versus 25. Jagdtiger with 40 kills. It's done more murdering infantry than ever done dealing with tanks. Good lord. This has definitely been a hell of a fight here. There's some interesting twists, and it's still not over. It's still not over. Expensive Runner, despite having a force that has been absolutely beaten into the ground with jackboots, is still in this. Again, he's basically just weaving under these highly uncumbersome tank destroyers with infantry. And it seems to be working. Supporting fire there, blasting with any advancing infantry and support weapons. 41 kills. Going for the western point, their line free gun used to contest, but he can't defend very well. Anti-tank is being hauled at the right flank. What is he planning? Panzer IV halfway done there. Line free gun is buying time, but he's not buying time for anything. PFC is not reacting. 25 is 199. Got the shocks from hit. The Jagdtiger. Ready to fire again. Close to vetting free Jagdpanzers. You know, it's there, but it's not doing anything. He's trying to crush the shock troopers with it. Oh, he blasted his own pioneers with his shock. Oh, did he? Either way, they're dead though. Shock troopers are being annihilated. We almost got a 50 kill Jagdtiger. What on earth? Jagdpanzers being destroyed here by the line tank guns. Down it goes. We got 25 as 199. He finally pushed him off the western point with the Volksgun. It is Panzerschreck drop, but he has no use of it. Again, there are no tanks. Only infantry. Rockets flying all over. Alongside the body parts. We got 1,000 fuel for Expensive Runner, which matters not one jot. Panther IV moving ahead here, blasting right past the anti-tank guns. Volksgun in the Obersoldaten. Getting caught in the smoke machine gun there. By the way, manned by shock troopers, it's not easy for the infantry to flank actually. The machine gun can deal with the flanking infantry on its own. And the Jagdtiger has no more munitions to shoot. 186 versus 25, damaging the Panther IV. Shock troopers moving ahead here. PFC's force composition is falling apart. He's run out of infantry almost. His Panther IV can't deal with all the anti-tank guns, and the Jagdtiger is of no use. He may have had the larger force, but if he can't use it, it is useless. He's rushing for the eastern victory point. We got 24 versus 186. And there you go. Expensive Runner's going to launch a raid in the western point this time with more infantry, more force, more bravado. Oh dear. Conscript shock troopers moving in. We are 1 hour and 2 minutes. Good lord. This has been an absolutely brutal slaughter of a battle. The abattoir at the Crossroads. And there you go. PFC realizes the battle is lost. He can't hold this. He has no infantry. And again, a good chunk of his force can't do anything. So there you go. An absolute hell of a match here with almost 600 casualties. Almost 10,000 damage done by Expensive Runner, and PFC at 7,000. Or 70,000 actually. Yeah, 70,000, 90,000. Almost 100,000 damage in fact. So there you go. An absolutely brutal, bloody battle here at the Crossroads. Absolutely hell insanely highlighting the danger of the Jagdtiger, but also just, too inflexible a force composition. And then, just wits and, courage from Expensive Runner, just completely realized the situation, just ignoring the tanks and making a run for the infantry. That way beating PFC. Absolutely brutal. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. If you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. That will help me out a ton. Links in the video description. This has been Pro LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.